Are you ready?
Whenever you are.
I'm ready.
All right, so you're gonna take the 2 tablespoons of oil, put them in the pot, a little bit of heat on your pot. That way you can start sauteing the sofrito. The mixture of bouillon, sazon, and jamon. And you're gonna put in there the ham also. Take a spoon and stir that around. Let that saute in.
You got the spices in there.
Yeah.
Heat it up, yeah?
Yep. Let that heat up and start blending in the flavors with the oil. So once it gets up to heat again and you can see it starting to sizzle and it's pretty hot, what you want to do is add the rice now. And what we're going to do is coat the rice with all the oil that's in there. You're going to try to coat as much rice as we can. So that's 3 cups of rice. And we're using long grain rice. And what we're going to do is we're going to coat all the rice with all that achote oil that's in there. And get all that blended in. Once we get all the rice coated, we're going to add the water. And we're going to start with two cups. And we want to cover the rice completely. Once the rice is covered completely with the water, we're going to go ahead and add the gandules with the liquid from inside of it, the oregano, and the parsley. So we're going to add a little bit more water. We're going to add a half a cup more, because I want to get that perfect measurement of water in there to the knuckle, and you can see it right there. I've learned that from Asian cuisine when they do their rice cookers and stuff. For some reason, it's just the perfect measurement. No matter what amount of rice you have in there, if you go with the up to the knuckle with the water, your rice is going to come up perfect. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and take and let this come to a boil. And once it gets to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and add some color to it by putting a little bit of pimientos in there just to add color right when it comes to a boil, so that way they don't come mushy. And right next door to that, this right here is pasteles, and we're going to let that come to a boil too. It's going to take about the same amount of time. This has already been on there for a little bit, so we're letting that cook in this. And tonight we're going to be having gandules and rice and pasteles. It's one of those Puerto Rican traditional foods. So once the rice gets to a boil, we want to turn down the heat down to the lowest you can. We're going to go ahead and add the pimientos for color. We're going to give it a really good stir. And we're going to go ahead and take this and cover it and let the steam do its work now. Get off all the rice from the sides so that way you don't have no dry rice. And this is going to take about 10 to 15 minutes. We're just going to let that simmer really low. And we'll come in and stir this every 2 or 3 minutes because I want to prevent it from sticking on the bottom. We're going to let the rice cook in for about 5-10. Then we'll come in and stir, stir, and stir. So it's been about 5 minutes, and we're to come in and give it a stir. Like I said, I want to prevent it from sticking on the bottom, and also allow the rice to have whatever moisture is locking up on the bottom, or that's still boiling. It will allow to cook the rice through also. So, and also it keeps it fluffy, I believe. So now I've learned that there's different choices in how this rice comes out. My wife has a preference. Hers is sticky and gooey like Asian rice. Me, I like it dry and where it's loose from each other. Like, that's what I grew up with. But her Asian background and the way they eat rice in Hawaii, that's the type of rice they like, that sticky type of rice. So here I'm gonna try to get in between both, so we're both happy tonight. So it's been about another 5 minutes, and we're gonna come in and stir it again. You can see that it's a little bit more dry, and you can start feeling on the bottom it's starting to stick a little bit. So you want to try to prevent that. Some people in Puerto Rico like it. They call it pegao, or sticky bottom. That's all preferences. Me, it doesn't matter. I'll eat whatever comes out. If I screw it up and it comes out a little bit too much, then I'll go ahead and eat the little stuck rice from the bottom. But the rice is almost done. We give it about 5 more minutes, and then let it rest for about 5, and that way we can find out where we're at. Okay? We'll be back soon. So this is the last time that we're gonna go ahead and stir it. We'll go ahead and turn it off and just let it rest for a little bit. It's already starting to stick on the bottom. You can feel it. So that means that the rice is drying out. Just fluff it up a little bit. Turn it off. It's been about 20 minutes since we started doing this. It's a very quick process, and you can see the rice is you can see the graininess on the rice and loose. So I'm gonna let this rest for about 5-10 minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and serve it up with some pasteles that are sitting over there that just got done also. So you gotta turn that off, let that sit for a little bit. Again, about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, let it rest, let the rice fluff up and for the last bit of it, and then plate it and serve it and eat. All right. Bye.